Okay, now it's 4 o'clock now. I would say thank you again for coming in. Yeah. And today, before we actually introduce our guest speaker today is actually Melvin Chong. Well, he has been many years of experience in this industry. Can we give Melvin a round of applause? Come on. Yeah. Okay. Now, other people actually clapping together. That is good. That is good. Yeah. Now, okay, Melvin actually got 12 years of experience. Yeah, in this I would say coaching world. Well, and in fact, as a coach, right? He actually been helping quite a number of a company, especially notably for this company called Country Hike, as well as Sunway Mall. Well, with a background, this background, I actually I would say a very good background to help him to become a very good coach, where he actually a certified practitioner of NLP. Yeah, well, is it NLP? Yes, neuro linguistic programming. Yeah, so whoever actually with this certification, right? I tell you, they know how to communicate with people. Why I know? Because I'm also a certified NLP practitioner. Okay, now I would say thank you for coming in for Evita, Brian, Evelyn, and Alia. Yeah, well, if you're feeling comfortable, you all can probably turn on your this video. Yeah, okay. Now, before we actually start, some of you all probably know what do we do. Well, we are actually a company offering this total solution for performance management. Okay, now as this total solution for performance management, meaning we are actually dealing both software solution as well as this education. Well, Melvin is actually one of our partner, yeah, to provide these coaching services to the actually industry. Now, I wish to play a short 6 minutes video just to briefly introduce who we are actually. Yeah, give me a minute. I'm going to play this video. Okay, before I play this video, I got to share the screen first. 1 minute. Well, Era, I will need you to allow me to share the screen. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Okay, it's a 6 minute video. It's going to briefly introduce who we are and what do we do and who do we serve. Yeah.
One strategic management book, measure what matters, and first key result progress reported with WhatsApp. That is how Doerhrm story started in October 2018. We started to research world's top management model and develop software with the purpose to build a team of outdoers who sets new standard and be the winning team. This year, 2021, our software and a new management approach has helped one of my business to achieve 100% growth in profit. And our IT project team has accomplished more stretch goals. In September, we have a few clients got attracted and coming on board. Some are small SMB, technology company, and one of it is a public listed company. And we also work with a team of synergized partners like business consultants and HR trainers that find our Doerhrm software useful and fit in their training and coaching program. This new management model can be simplified into a 5-step formula, CAPI, that stands for Coaching for Accelerated Growth, Profitability, and Innovation. It has helped me to successfully work on the business rather than in the business. Best thing is, the profit is 100% better than previous year. And the key is in modernizing your people management. Now, step number 1, the top management has to set crystal clear expectation and goal with OKR and KPI. Then strategically align goals and driver to improve focus, collaboration, and better transparency. It gives manager of sales team or project team early visibility into who is achieving their key result and who needs help. The slower teammate can also see clearly their peers' progress and so adjust their effort accordingly. This form of peer pressure reduces free riding and thus more efficient outcomes are attained. Step 2. The managers are to ensure the team is competent to carry out the duty with employee development program and e-learning management system from Doerhrm. It starts from employee skill assessment and assigning training that match with projected growth for an employee, where employee agreed that certain skills should be improved or learned, or that overall performance should meet a certain standard by a specified time. And step number 3, use tools like one-on-one coaching and leaderboard to empower managers to engage the team to keep the commitment to do it well. With one-on-one function, it helps managers to manage the one-on-one meeting with your people, build coach-based relationship, improve trust, and transform employee performance. With leaderboard, it helps to show users exactly how they are performing in relation to others, which can increase competitiveness and engagement. Step number 4, build consistency. This is another reason why teams struggle. You can use progress, plan, and problem checking technique. It creates weekly actionable plan with report on daily tasks. Keep your team continuously progress and in line. Then use the baseline and metric scoreboard to enable the team to moving forward by measuring, tracking, and make consistent feedback for corrective action. And with 360 feedback system, managers can help improve teammates' low self-awareness and alert for adjustment to what matters most. And for busy managers, he or she can use the dashboard for a quick progress and productivity overview. Then, provide timely feedback for improvement. Step number 5, make your employee reward and recognition work for you and your people. It will help you get the most out of your people, recruit and retain top talent, so that you are getting returns on what you are investing in your people. The incentive and reward program start from performance review with employee competency evaluation and output assessment. Then categorize employee with 9-box matrix to plot a company's talent pool based on current performance and future potential that facilitate employee development and succession planning. Next is budget and compensation planning. This will provide insight on pay, benefit, and reward to help HR manager to create a fair program that really pays off. Moreover, the calculation for bonus and incentive is automated to ensure accurate allocation and save the HR team time and labor from the manual work. Of course, Doerhrm have more functions like strategic action planning, SWOT and TOS analysis, health check that tells overall state of your company, integration with accounting and payroll software, and many more little automation and function that help companies to build long-lasting great business. And we really can't explain all the things here. If you are a business owner or managers believe in building your people and wanted to grow the business, we welcome you to contact us for a free one-time 30 minutes consultation with our coach. And if you are a business consultant or HR trainer who are ready to roll up your sleeve and deal with the productivity and people management issue, we wish to invite you to become our synergized partner. Click the link or message us and we will be happy to connect with you.
The economy moves in repeat.
Hey guys, thank you so much for your attention. Yeah. Now, 1 minute. Let me off this. Okay. Now, okay. Now, for today, our focus will be actually on this Melvin. All right. Okay. So sorry. There's a call coming in. Okay. Now. Well, just to let you all know, today we are actually going to talk about something very interesting. That is how to integrate coaching for our performance management, yeah, to help our team to grow, yeah. Now, and today's topics Melvin actually going to cover the 3 hats that we should actually wear as a leader, yeah. And the second things is we are actually going to touch on something very new, metaverse. Yeah, how to actually what is the definition of metaverse with coaching on 3 contexts. About what is the 3 contexts, we will let Melvin to share with us later on. Now, and the third very important point is actually the importance of understanding an employee behavioral profile and learn the style to improve communication, which is very important. And the last thing is actually the basic of coaching conversation by using the seriously this one is the first term I come across. Coaching can also have this term called Kaya Butter Toast concept. I think it's actually a Malaysia style coaching. Okay, let's put our hand together to welcome Melvin, to deliver the coaching topic for today. Come on. Hi, Melvin, pass you the stage. Yeah.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. It's pleasure for me to joining us today. So, but first and foremost, before I start the session, I would like to get every one of you to turn on your camera because we're going to do a very simple exercise before I start the session. All right. So I want every one of you raise hand like this. Okay, raise hands like this. Okay. So when I count 1, 2, 3, you clench the fist like this. Okay. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I need you to focus on the arrangement on the top now. If you realize that your left thumb is on your right thumb, you type 1 inside the chat box. If your right thumb is on the top of left thumb, please type 2 inside the chat box. Oh, I think got balance of 50-50, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, let me share with you why we're doing this because I just read an article. The way we arrange our thumb right reflects our personality. So for those of you, left thumb is on the top of the right thumb, you are, according to the article, you are very emotional, a person that very emotional. But at the same time, you are very romantic in a relationship.
Wow.
At the same time. Okay, those of you who are right thumb on your left thumb, according to the article, the research proved that the person are very data-oriented. And also, according to the article, it mentioned that those people who are right thumb on their left thumb got high chances to become rich. Oh. Okay, so now I want to get every one of you to do for the second time. Okay, what I need you to do is you have to change the way what you did previously. So meaning to say that just now is left hand on the top of the right hand. Now you switch. All right. Can? So 1, 2, 3. So any one of you able to switch, please type 1. Those of you who feel uncomfortable to switch, please type 2 inside the chat box. So many of you are able to do so, right? There are people also feeling uncomfortable as well. So because a lot of people say 1, so I believe that all of you are very flexible. Okay, because some of you, if let's say you aware what you do, right, you'll be very flexible and aware you try to adapt to the culture. But those people who are feel uncomfortable, it's the same like the way we do coaching. Because as a leader, as a manager, if they are new to do performance management with the staff, managing the staff, new to people management, they definitely feel uncomfortable to do coaching, to do mentoring, to manage people performance. It's just similar the way how we did the exercise just now. You feel uncomfortable, but as a leader, we still need to wear these 3 kind of hat. Let me share with you what are the 3 roles need to be played as a leader. So this is a 3 hat need to be wear as a leader. they have to play the role of manager. So manager, basically the power or influence is come from the position. All right. As a manager, their role is to delegate the task, monitor the task, the progress of the task, and then also to also from the measurement, from the tracking, right, to give promotion, increment to the staff. So the manager, basically the role of manager, the power influence is come from the position title. The second role, okay, the second role is come from the role of teacher, okay, the role of teacher. So the power influence is come from where? Come from the person's experience, all right, come from the person's expertise. So we need to say that as a leader, they also play the role of subject matter expert, okay, for you to transfer knowledge to your subordinate, all right, to your staff, so that they're able to perform the task effectively. And last but not least is the role of coach, all right. As a leader, they have to wear the head of coach. So the power influence is come from where? So the power influence is actually come from the ability to help the staff to identify the blind spot, bring out the potential, and also grow the person to the next level. So today, the topic of coaching, we're going to touch a little bit the brief introduction about how we can help, all right, the staff to identify the blind spot so that they're able to make a realization and bring out their potential to the max. All right. So let's look at this. How many of you got heard these terms of metaverse? Please type 1 inside the chat box. How many of you did heard about these terms called metaverse? Please type inside the chat box. 1, just type 1. Also meaning every one of you heard about this term, okay? So how many of you know the definition of metaverse? If you know, just type inside the chat box. There's no wrong, no right answer. I just want to get some feedback from you, how well you understand about metaverse. Anyone of you want to try? Just put inside the comment box. What is your definition or what is your understanding about metaverse? Infinite, all right. 3D visualization. Anyone? Okay, so now let me share with you the definition of metaverse. Virtual world, yes, virtual world. The definition of metaverse, how this definition of metaverse I can relate to the definition of coaching. Let's dissect. Firstly, let us understand what is the definition of metaverse first. So basically, metaverse means a simulated digital environment that use AR, that use VR, that use blockchain, and use a lot with concept from social media to create a space for rich user interaction mimicking the real world. So now I would like to bring your attention how I dissect this definition into 3 different contexts and put it inside the coaching definition. So now, this is the 3 things I categorize with. So a stimulated digital environment basically is a form of platform. We are going to use, like, for example, just now mentioned, I saw there's one comment talks about virtual environment. It's actually a form of platform. Okay, a form of platform. And you also just now hear me mention that they use multiple tools, all right? AR, VR, blockchain, concept from social media. This is actually a combination of 2. We can categorize this as a combination of 2. And also, they talks about create a space for interaction, mimicking the real world. So actually, we can categorize these terms as interaction and social connection context. So now let us put these 3 contexts into coaching definition. All right. So in terms of interaction and social connection, meaning to say that actually coaching is a platform or is a space for people to do their best thinking. It's a space for coachee to do their thinking, to let them make a realization, to make them find the answer within the skill, all right, from the coach, all right. The coach have to lead the conversation so that the coachee able to find the answer from the coaching conversation. Platform, okay. Just now in Metaverse definition, that talks about digital stimulation environment, which is virtual environment. But in coaching circumstances, right, not necessarily has to do during the formal setting. It can be informal setting. It can be during business environment, meaning when you are doing a negotiation with your business partner, or even when you meet client, all right, you want to close the deal, you even can use coaching, okay? Relationship environment. And even now, we are actually can also use the virtual setting, like for example, can use Zoom, all right, to do coaching as well. And now the last part, actually I changed the term instead of using the two. Just now you see me use the terms of two, but I changed to competency, because in coaching as a coach, right, they have to utilize multiple competency in order to have an effective coaching conversation. Listening skill, questioning skill, trust building skill, and facilitation skill. So this combination of competency or skill set able to have an effective coaching conversation. All right. So now next, move to next. So this is the real situation that happens in the corporate world. So as you can see, there are many circumstances that I find out, all right, during my working time with some of the company. Like, for example, I did not feel the empowerment given by my superior, and I am unclear about my career progression in the company. Not satisfied as appraised very last minute, not informed the point, just submit without appraiser signature also got. Awarding point unfairly done, not according to the KPI set. So all these circumstances, all this situation happens because there are no communication sessions happen. People, employee just have feeling guess, make assumption, all right? So for instance, if let's say you are the manager of an organization, all right? So, and also at the same time, you also as a staff of one of the manager as well, right? So if let's say the manager did not really have a conversation with you, what you can do is you just have a feeling guess only. You just guess, probably I'm doing well, probably I'm not doing well. But is it true or false? No one telling you, because there's no conversation happen. There's no communication happen to identify and check your progress of performance. So actually coaching is one of the form of communication to monitor or to check the progress of the performance. So let's look at how we can make a coaching a success before we touch on the coaching conversation. So how many of you did hear the word rapport? If you hear the word rapport before, please type yes inside the chat box. Only one person? Yes, 2, 3, okay. How about others? Okay, mostly heard about the word of rapport. So I think many of you heard the word rapport. So probably you can also share with us, what do you understand about the definition of rapport? Relationship. What else you can say about rapport? Building relationship. All right, let me share a little bit, understand and communicate well, okay? Let me share a little bit about rapport, okay? So let me share with you. When you, okay, now actually we can now travel because a lot of countries that open border already, right? So now you can travel already. So now you travel all the way to Korea. 1st April, Korea also open border already. So you travel all the way to Korea. So once you touch down to Korea, when you walk out to the departure hall, to the arrival hall, on the way to take a taxi, and you hear someone say Bahasa Malaysia. So how do you feel that point of time? When you hear someone saying Bahasa Malaysia at the ROC country, at Korea, what do you feel at that moment of time?
You get a connection with that person.
Feel connection, right? Feel happy, right? So that we call as rapport, because the rapport is a sense of familiarity. It's a sense of comfortability, because you're very comfortable. You are very feel happy to saw someone from same country, from Malaysia probably. So you feel familiarity, you feel comfortability. That's why trust is built and you are willing to share more openly. So before we talk about coaching conversation, first thing to have a successful coaching session, before you enter the conversation, first thing you have to do is to understand another party first. All right, how many of you did read about the book of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? By this Stephen Covey. Yes, right. Okay. Do you heard about the terms called emotional bank account? EBA. Yes, I think Janice is a fan of 7 Habits. Very good. So under emotional bank account, it does metaphor similar like financial bank account. But one differences from financial bank account is you cannot deposit money for the sake of withdrawal. Just like relationship building, emotional bank account is actually metaphor of relationship building, whereby you make a deposit for an emergency case happen. For example, what is the meaning of deposit? Deposit means you know what is another person's currency. You know another person's profile. You know another person's style. So high trust relationship, normally the deposit, right? You already know the other person's currency. You're already aware that this person's, the behavior, the characteristic, so that you are able, all right, to find an approach how to deal with this person. Just like this example, the behavioral profiling. I use a very simple profiling tool. In fact, in the world, there are multiple tools of personality profiling. The simplest one, I use the bird personality because it is simple to relate. All right. So for example, I use the Doerhrm personality. Okay. Doerhrm personality, basically, they are the person who are very reactive. Even a meeting, right? They just will sit quietly and wait for everything to be safe first. If the environment is safe, they will talk. If the environment not safe, they won't talk any single word. So the person are very reactive. So when you want to have a one-to-one conversation with this person, the first thing you're already aware that the coachee is somewhat who are very reactive. Then one thing you probably need to do is you have to start the conversation first, lead the person, all right, to the main topic that you want to talk about. If let's say a person is eager personality, is very directive, is very, very aggressive, and someone who wants to lead, like to lead, natural born leader. So this kind of conversation, right, you still need to lead the conversation, but allow opportunity for eager person to speak up. Let them voice up, let them say their point of view, because they want people to listen their point of view. But at the same time, you also need to know how to manage the whole conversation. All right. But this is how you approach a conversation. All right. Understand another person's profile first. Secondly, also we need to look into another important element, which is talk about the learning style. The learning style. This one I will relate to our 5 senses. Our 5 senses. All right. So VAK, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Basically, these 3 elements indicate how your coachee receive information and interpret information. For example, if let's say a person have a very high visual person normally very energetic, very presentable. All right. So those people, right, probably during coaching time, right, probably you have to use visual related item to ask question. For example, if let's say during a conversation you are asking question, probably instead of you say about option A, B, C, instead you're using wording, probably you write it down on a piece of paper and show to another person, because this person is visual person. All right. You write it out and ask them, what do you think about these 2 options? Because you write it on the paper, you show it to them and ask them, what is these 2 options, what they think. It is very simple example, just to understand, to build relationship with them. Because in the coaching conversation, in the coaching relationship, according to ICF, International Coaching Federation, the fundamental of coaching is called creating relationship building. This is the fundamental of coaching, and it also touch about the trust building as well. So meaning to say that if let's say back to 7 habits, if let's say I want to use one of the habits to relate to the coaching session, there will be habit number 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. You seek to understand other people first, all right, before to think about yourself. So understand other people, know their profile first, then after that, you try to build rapport, meaning mimic another person behavior or attitude, even though you are not that kind of person, but you want to have the sense of familiarity. You try to be flexible and adapt to another person's profile. Just like how you did on the first activity. If you are that type of person able to flexible change, meaning you are quite flexible also to adapt another person's behavior. All right. So after I talk about the fundamental to have a successful coaching conversation, let's look at it here. Just now, Sean also talks about, already share about, I will go into using a type of food, all right, to actually attend this coaching conversation. So I would like to use this kaya butter toast to relate to coaching conversation. So any one of you would like to get a wild guess? The bun, the kaya, and the butter. What do you think I will refer to? So in coaching conversation, I will refer it using kaya, butter, and toast. And this is actually taught by one of my coach also. She also a certified coach, but a lot of managers don't understand how to do coaching, right? He come up with this concept of kaya, butter, toast. And I find it fascinating because it's easier to relate. Okay, so the bun, right? Basically, the bun is actually referred to coaching model. Begin and end with coaching model, meaning to say that what? A lot of new manager or seasonal manager, they might have make the structure of coaching conversation not so effective. There are actually a lot of coaching model available in the market. For example, the GROW model, the SCS models, and CLEAR model of coaching. to assist all the new manager or seasonal manager who are lacking of structured conversation to put it in a process or a system so that can guide the coachee to get the destination. Because in the end of the day, the coaching conversation should come out with action plan, should come up with commitment plan. So in this case, right, the coach must have a proper process or structure or even agenda to guide all the whole coaching conversation. All right. So for cold butter, because it is cold, right? Butter is cold, right? So I will reflect this, I will refer it as listening skill, meaning you pay attention to the person, listen first, instead you interrupt. So you try to listen to understand the person's point of view first, okay? And kaya jam. Kaya jam is something sweet, right? So the way we questioning, right? Probably we try to eliminate the potential of trigger uncomfortability or angry during the conversation. So let us move a little bit further. I would like to talk more on this listening skill and questioning skill. For break, right, the model, actually there are a lot of models in the market, so I won't touch on this so detail, but I want all of you to aware that toasted bread basically is like a process, agenda, a step, a process to guide the conversation so that the employee can get the final result. For listening skill, all right, for listening skill, so just now I already mentioned we have to listen to understand first, all right? Listen, make them feel that you are sincerely listen. So I would like to use a traditional Chinese word to represent the feature of listening. So in this word, ting, in Chinese word, Mandarin, we call as ting. So this one, we also can dissect in different areas. So it can be dissected into 5 different aspects. So first thing is ear. We use our pair of ears to listen to another person. And another person is the king. So meaning we are focusing on the one who are talking. The one who are talking is the king. Besides ears, we also need to see eyes. Look at eye contact. Eye contact with your person they are talking to. With undividable attention. Just focusing on this person with your sincerity of heart. Because people can sense that whether you are sincerely listening or you just ignore or just hear and go on it. People can feel that. Because remember, in coaching, in conversation model, there are one model talks about 55, 38, and 7 model, which the 55% is come from the way we reaction, the body reaction, the body language that we show to another party. So in this case, right, whether you are listening to another person or not, people can sense that because people are looking at you as well. All right. So in this case, we have to focus on another person with a sincere heart and to have an eye contact. Probably you can show how you can show that you are listening to them is probably paraphrase, all right, the words that come from another party. You just rephrase it and you repeat to reaffirm, to get confirmation from another party whether you get the point correct or not. So there's one of the way that you can do that. Next, I will touch a little bit on Kaya Jam, the probing questions, right? So in this case, a lot of manager, even seasonal manager, also do this thing frequently, which is asking a lot of closed-ended question. Closed-ended question, like for example, do you agree? Is it this is what you want? Yes or no only. So The proper way to ask question is using open-ended questions. Okay, use open-ended question. It's like, what are the steps that you already taken, how you could turn this round, and etc. But there are one W that I need you to focus, which is the WHYY. WHYY. You have to remember, just now I mentioned, Kaya Jam is something that's sweet. You want your conversation focusing on identifying solution, trigger their thinking, not trigger their unhappy emotion or uncomfortable emotion. So in this case, WHY is the higher chance to trigger another person's unhappy or uncomfortable emotion. Then people will think that, are you judging me? Are you evaluate the way that I do? Like, for example, why you late? How do you feel when you hear this word? Why you late? Okay, so in this case, right, even though we want to ask questions to know the reason of lateness, instead of say why you late, probably you can ask what is the reason that you late. But probably if let's say somehow rather you can't avoid to use the word why, probably you can tune down. Like, for example, is it why? You can start with few wording first before you proceed with why. There's a way to tune down the impact of why. But if can, let's eliminate the potential of using why. All right. Okay. Based on my simple sharing that I shared just now, I would like to share with all of you here. The reason why we want to do coaching is just like this picture that I showed to you. Can any one of you just type inside the chat box, what do you see based on this picture? A germs inside the stone. Okay. How you can relate it to coaching? Diamond in the rough? Yep. So let me share with you the message that I want to bring to you is when we do coaching, right, our mindset has to treat every single person is coachable first. If our mind is not in that sync that every person got potential, every person is coachable, then you might not be able to find the hidden gem inside a rock. So in order for you to find this, then you have to first, your mindset has to be right first. Okay, mindset during a coaching conversation must be right first. Everyone is coachable, everyone is potential. Okay, then you'll be able to find out the hidden gem of another person, because coach is not necessarily the subject matter expert. It can be an expert in just asking questions, good in communication. Just ask few questions to let this person to find answer on their own. All right. So in this case, mindset, thought, action, your action, then relate to result. Okay. Feeling also very important. As a human, we are very emotional animal also, but I also aware that they are not every people like that. But in coaching, because coaching is a form of communication and also a relationship building, if your emotional and feeling is not right, I will recommend you don't proceed with coaching. If you proceed with coaching, you probably will bring all the emotion into the coaching conversation and probably will end up an unimpactful coaching, because your coaching, right, in the end of the day is to find answer and with action plan. All right. So mindset right, thought is right, feeling is right, then you're able to get a better action plan and better result. So with that, I end my sharing, a very simple sharing that I want to share with all of you. Probably I will left some 15 minutes to have a Q&A session.
And unmute myself. Thank you so much, Melvin, for your this sharing. Yes, seriously, when you actually come to this part touching on this listening skill, right? Yes, I was such a bad listener back then, and right after I attended this Anthony Robbins, I would say, oh, slightly more than 10 years ago, I actually learned listening skill from Anthony Robbins. So I still remember the time I learned it together with 3,000 audience, paying 3,000 ringgit. And I traveled from Malaysia to Singapore at the time. Now, okay, the very simple thing that he actually taught us is actually like this, we need to listen, not just the word, just like what you just mentioned, Melvin, listen to the emotion through the tone of the voice. Just from the simple mentioning your name, he actually demonstrated just by mentioning the name in a different tone, it actually made me realize how important is the tone. Okay, now let me just a check from the crowd. Anyone wanted to see how powerful is tone in our voice or not? If you are actually interested to find out, type me a yes. Only then I will demonstrate how powerful is this tone, in communicating the meaning when we are actually communicating. Well, okay, I see enough, yes, lady. Okay, two is actually enough to show how serious that you are actually eager to find out. Now, I'm going to just mention Melvin name only. Okay, just listen to the tone. Hi, Melvin. Melvin. Wow, did I change the words or not? I didn't change them, right? It's the same name, Melvin Carey, but just by varying the tone, it carried different meaning altogether. Of course, I've actually exaggerated, with this simple demonstration, but just wish to actually share out to everyone of you in coaching world, what actually differentiate an expert is actually the one that actually listen to the feeling more than just the words. Yeah. Okay. I would like to say thank you so much, Melvin, for this demonstration. You make me actually recall, the lesson which I learned more than 10 years ago. Thank you so much. Now,
Thank you.
Yeah. In fact, these Q&A sections, right? We have collected some questions from the audience. Before the start of our this session, someone actually asked this question from Brian Baharin. Yeah, Brian Baharin, do you want to type the question now, or ask, meaning unmute yourself and then ask this question yourself, or do you want me to ask on behalf? Let me see whether are you here or not, Brian? Yes, Brian Baharin. Yes, you're here. Hi, welcome in. Well, Brian, would you like to ask this question to Melvin or not?
I hope you don't mind if you ask on behalf of me.
Okay, perfect. Well, Brian actually interested to find out what makes it so difficult for line manager to coach, in a production environment, right, Brian?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, yes. Okay, Melvin, yes.
Okay, difficult probably in the sense of environment. Then just now I hear from Sean says that Brian is come from production environment. So okay, difficult. There's a lot of definition here. Difficult to coach. Let's depends on what kind of difficulties that you face first. Probably the difficulty not just from coaching perspective. The coach perspective, we have to look into it as well. There's a two side of coin, right? We not necessarily have to look at one side of it. So for employee perspective, we normally know what is the reason behind it. But for coach perspective, like a lot of people forget about the difficulty to become a coach. As a coach, what kind of difficulty they face? First, probably first thing, they did not put attention or effort to actually understand an employee first. There's a reason why when they want to enter a coaching conversation, they find it difficult to coach the person because they never understand what is this coachee wants and needs and want first. So the profile, okay, the profile of this person, you have to be familiar first. And secondly, like I say, according to ICF, I think even me myself do coaching, right? I find that the trust must be there first. If there's no trust, right, it's very hard for the person, right, to full 100% focus on the coach, how the coach want to lead this person. For example, right, I just give a an example, right? If let's say I have prejudice with Sean, right? How Sean give me coaching, right? I may not be able to listen to it because I doesn't believe Sean. So whatever Sean say, right, it will be just here and go, here and go. So the relationship building is a fundamental in coaching. In corporate environment, normally it's directly linked to line manager. But here I have a suggestion. Actually, in my previous company, right, they do two types of coaching. One is direct to line manager because the job task is related to the department. So there must be something that will need to have guidance from line manager. But another thing is you can open the option of to look at open concept, let the employee to choose who they want to get the coach from. Probably can be similar level. Like I say, coaching is not necessary to be subject matter expert. It's not to be subject matter expert. Is you need to have the trustworthiness first. The trust is important. If let's say they have this trust with this person, it will be able to bring out the hidden gem that I mentioned just now. Because the question that this coach say, the coach is able to get and find the answer. So that one is coach perspective. For employee perspective, I think if let's say most of you here are HR personnel or even a manager, probably you're already aware that somehow rather the employee perspective, like in terms of attitude wise, the action and etc., that definitely will affect the whole coaching conversation.
Hey, thank you so much, Melvin, for this answer. Well, Brian, has this Melvin answered your questions? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think another reason why it makes it so difficult for line managers to have this coaching conversation is whether or not they are willing to spend time to have this conversation in the very first place, right? So I think that's always the excuse. I don't have time. So yeah. So but thanks for that. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. We need an investment. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Brian and Melvin. Now, next questions is actually from our next audience. Well, how to coach an employee who thinks that he or she knows all the answer? Coachable or not?
Okay, this is a very good question because a lot of coaches face difficulty to handle know-it-all employee. All right, even myself also, I'm still learning from it because one thing we have to aware is that know-it-all person normally they will depend on their own perspective. So what we need to do is we probably have to listen what they say first, let them get a chance, let them shine first. Okay, as a coach, right, we have to know the approach how we handle coaching. Let them talk. Then after that, based on what this person say, listening skill come in. You listen and identify what are the flaws that you're able to challenge. So for example, if let's say this person mentioned that this is the only solution that is workable in the environment, then probably your next question to trigger is, how do you know that this is the only solution? Who says that this is the only solution that's workable? So probably you can ask this kind of question to trigger their thinking. What makes you think that this is the only solution that's workable in the organization? So probably you have to be, this is through experience also, you have to be very good in constructing your question to trigger the thinking. Your here is not to judge the employee. No, never think that know-it-all person is bad and this and that, right? But probably you have to just trigger that thinking. The most important here, you trigger their thinking first. Let them lead to the answer. Your job no need to give answer one. Just trigger their thinking first.
Yes, thank you so much, Melvin, for this answer to this second questions. Now the third one, I feel like to try answer this question first before I pass it over to you.
Can.
Now, well, here this question is seriously very tough. How tough? It's actually talking about the country already. You know, to me, the question actually sounds like this: how to create powerful leaders to influence the community? Well, seriously, my take. For me, powerful, I would like to kind of tweak it a bit to a leader that is actually acceptable by the community. Now, to me, it is a leader with integrity. So that is my take. Then I pass this question to you. So what is your take?
My take on this, right, when it talks about powerful leaders to influence the community, right, I think first and foremost has to back to the definition of influence in this case, right? When we learn from like leadership knowledge, right? Based on leadership knowledge, right? The influence actually comes from the foundation of trust also. If you are able to receive the trust from this person, you will probably follow this person footstep as well. Because I believe that our success in our life is also depends on the influence of others also. Even our failure of our life also depends on the influence of others also. So for powerful leadership, right, if you ask me, the fundamental still back to trust. How far you trust this person? What is the level of trust you have to this leadership? If you totally don't have trust, right, I don't even want to follow this person's footstep or even follow and listen this person's news also.
Very true. Well, thank you so much. Now, one more thing. It's actually a question from Shashi Rekha. Yeah, she actually asked, is it possible to provide some example of performance review, some case study?
Okay, Ken. Probably let me do something like this first. Okay. Just want to understand from the crowd here, how many of you, because performance management, there are a lot of ways to do it. All right. I understand that there are a lot of tools in the market. For example, got KPI, got OKR, even got those companies who are just using the box tick on it. Just means you already fixed 10 criteria, just accordingly you evaluate. So probably you can put inside the chat box what kind of performance management tools or system that you use, KPI, OKR, or just you define the criteria and ask them to just tick, that's all. KPI, OKR and KPI. Very depends on the job category. Probably you can share the major, the frequent use in your organization, KPI. I think most of you are using KPI. KPI, yes. Okay, frequently used is KPI so means. Okay, let me share you an example then. All right, so this is just an example. I portray a manager outlet KPI. So if let's say, right, you want to do performance review, right, by using coaching, right? So normally, first thing is you have to determine the checkpoint for each of your cycle. So meaning that if let's say your performance management cycle is 1 year cycle, how many checkpoint is formalized? The formalized checkpoint, because right, I want to share with you based on my past experience that I work with corporate world, a lot of company actually decide the touch point, so that by hook or by crook, right, the manager have to find time, schedule a time to talk to the staff. So you have to schedule, you have to determine the checkpoint. Like for example, a 12-year, right? Some company, every quarter, one checkpoint. Some company, half yearly, one checkpoint. So mid, one checkpoint, year end, one checkpoint. Some company, even monthly checkpoint. So it depends on your company direction, but any of these checkpoint, right? The benefit is to let the staff and the manager to have a conversation on performance. So in this case, right, since I'm using KPI as an example, so if let's say this is 2021 KPI, just example. If let's say profit margin, this is the KPI, right? So if let's say now is the term quarter one, you want to check the progress of this person. So probably, right, when you want to check the progress, right, you probably can determine they are at which range now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You no need to evaluate on the spot, but you just roughly gauge this person is at which standpoint. Roughly which standpoint. Then after that, you do coaching based on the point that you identify, the observation that you identify. Because normally during performance review, right? Performance review, you have to observe during the quarterly or half yearly or whatsoever schedules that you determine. You have to try to observe this person's performance and using the formal setting to actually give, all right, the opinion and etc. So in this case, right, you can actually use this kind of method to trace and identify those areas that probably you see that this person might need to work on it. Then you probably put this point as part of the agenda of coaching. You can actually choose one. You not necessarily have to talk all the KPI. If you talk all the KPI, I think 1 hour is not enough. The most important thing is you have to choose, probably you have to use another method called sandwich method. Sandwich means start with good point first. So meaning the whole KPI that you see, probably there are something that you observe this person is good. You want to take this opportunity to also praise this person as well. So you start with good point first. Then after that, you add in the area of improvement. Because you also have to let this person aware that probably this person lacking of something. But nevertheless, you also want this person to have the sense of actually the boss, right? The manager able to see the good point of him or her. So normally I would recommend to start good point first, your conversation. Then after that, add with the area of improvement. Then after that, you end with good point also. There's a simple explanation I can give.
Okay. Melvin, that simple is not simple, eh? Okay, share with you. Yes, you're right. Seriously, for the KPI things that you just display, right? Well, I had that experience before. Now feeling it, looking at it, will scare you, you know. Yeah, seriously, the form with so many points, you know, things. Well, and usually to do the rating, at least will take how much time? You think? Just now you just mentioned 1 hour, am I right?
Yep, 1 hour.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone actually interested to have an effective KPI that you only need to spend probably less than 5 minutes? Then you will have this system ready for the coach and the coachee to use to help guide this improvement for the performance. Anyone interested to know? Anyone actually interested to know? Only then I will actually share the system. Then we will actually give all the audience here free use for life. Interested or not?
Yeah, probably you can type inside the chat box if let's say you want you are looking for enhancement of a performance management system.
Yeah, correct. Hey, seriously, it's free. No catch, no credit card is needed. Serious. Now, there is a yes, Janice. Okay, yes, because of you say yes, yeah, we will actually offer to the floor here, everyone. Now, okay, as you all know, we are the solution expert. Yeah, solution experts mean we are actually offering both the tools as well as the expert like Melvin. If you are actually interested to engage Melvin to provide your coaching, yes, by all means, send us your this just send us your this interest. Then we will actually pass your interest to Melvin. Then Melvin will come over to contact you all. Whereas for the system, okay, give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you will actually, wow, this is good and free some more. Okay, 1 minute. Let me show it to you all. Okay, the free system that we are actually have to offer for our this audience of today's. Now, our system actually combination of both of OKR as well as KPI. Now, everyone of us here wanted to help this team to improve in terms of their performance, am I right? And this improve our performance, we want it to be sustainable, am I right? We do not want the performance improve, then come and go, am I right? So these 4 criteria you will need to actually look into and remember it. 4 things must actually happen. Number 1, your company must be able to let your team know very clear goal and also expectation. What is actually expected of them? Okay. Now the next thing is easily trackable system. You know, let the company know and also the end user know whether are they leading or lagging in terms of their expectation, performance expected by the companies. And if it's actually lagging, come on, let's have team meeting, you know, on a weekly basis, you know, to brainstorm for ideas how to actually catch up. Yeah. And if it's actually leading, come on, let's celebrate, you know. So that is the OKR function, a goal management system. I tell you, this system, right, we are actually developed with reference to the system actually applied currently by Apple in US, not Apple that we eat on a daily basis. All right. Now, the next thing is very, very important. We have a clear goal. Of course, we're going to have our team to become competent. Why? Because coaching is actually coaching for what? For 2 things. For the ability as well as for the attitude. Now, we are actually having this system to help the coach, to coach the coachee to become really competent. KPI system, seriously, only take you 5 minutes to update. Then you can use the system to communicate. Because what is actually important is seriously, it's not the form that you use. It's actually what? It's actually the communication, the feedback, you know. So with our system, you can have a painless KPI evaluation with your team members. Yeah. And with our system, you will be able to come up with this e-learning platform, something like Udemy. You can actually pre-loaded your I would say training program that you actually have. So with that, you are able to get your team to be categorized. Are they the star? Are they the core team? Or are they the dilemma? You need to start scratching your head what to do with this person. You know, these are all easily being categorized. All right. Then so that you are able to decide, should you actually give this person more responsibility or more promotions or more money? All right. So, and then the next thing is, we always believe we're going to tell the team members what is in it for you. Meaning, if you achieve this, what are you going to get? So our system, we actually come with this reward and recognition, both financial and non-financial. Non-financial means giving out badges. So at the end of the month, quarter, or at the end of the year, they can exchange it with some voucher or with some electrical goods. Yeah. And bonus. Many companies do not really know how to calculate bonus. Sometimes just depending on the boss, do something like this. Okay, I think give this guy 1 month. This one. You know what I mean? So with our system, we actually tied up the distribution of bonus with this performance from the KPI. All right. So with this structured system, seriously, we have actually on board one of the public listed company. And in fact, next Monday, Tuesday, we will be traveling to this Eurostar to provide this onboarding for these public listed companies. All right. And then we want our team to be able to perform it consistently. Am I right? Yes. We are actually come up with these tools. These tools actually allow or facilitate working from home. Yeah. How? We actually come up with this working method. Just do a 15 minutes kind of a morning check-in meeting. Get everybody to come up with a plan, report it, as well as report what the progress of yesterday and today actually get blocked or not. If yes, then the superior, it is here to come and help them to unblock it. Yeah. And the next thing is coaching sessions. Well, coaching, many people actually just remain at conversational, asking questions. But we are actually come up with this module, right? Allow the coach and the coachee to record the talking point, to record the action plan. Yeah. So that it is trackable, whether what is the progress, is this done or not, is it being blocked or not? Yeah. So these tools, seriously, what we are actually offer out, seriously, not everything free. If free, we cannot survive. Please be understood. Now, but tell you what, OKR, a segment that we developed with reference to this Apple, yes, it is now offered for free. Yes, you all can actually come to our this website to sign up. It is actually free. But because this decision was actually made 1 week, I think 2 weeks ago. Slightly more than 1 week ago. So probably you all have still facing some challenge in coming on board as a free user. But should you all actually find any challenges, right? Just let us know. Send us an email or send us a WhatsApp message. Shoot us a message. Then we will be able to send our customer service, right, to help you to resolve that. Yeah. And tell what, we have supplied, we have subscribers from technology company doing manufacturing, because we are not able to mention the name. Why? Because we have signed an NDA. Yeah, they were using a spreadsheet system in recording that is OKR. Okay, and we have this company, they actually record KPI in a spreadsheet. So the problem is they will take 1 hour to go through the KPI sessions. I tell you, they will cry, especially the HR manager or the managers, of the department. And our system only need 5 minutes. Okay, right? So, anyone wanted this free thing? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you so much, Era, for this help. Okay, for those that are actually interested for this free stuff or engage us for as your coach, right? To let us know. Oh, okay. Now, with that, I'll pass back to you, Melvin, or anyone actually having any more question for Melvin, from the floor. Yep. Any question at all touching on coaching as well as performance management? Anyone?
Yep. Last call.
Last call. Come on. Last call. Okay. Now, okay, I think no more question from the floor. Okay, Melvin, do you have anything for the audience for now?
Okay, let me share something. Probably also share a little bit of my services that I do. Basically, I'm actually, even though I want one of the mentor in-house for Sean, I also own my own company doing HR and training services. So probably if let's say you have interested, you can drop by to our Soviet's Facebook website to find out more detail, ranging from this human resources consultation, training, and even do personality profiling. So my collaborating partnership with Sean are more focusing on performance management. So probably if let's say you want to know more information, probably you can go through Sean's site to get more info.
Yes, Melvin, thank you for this promotion about us. Well, yes, guys. Okay, for those that actually interested to go and sign up to our website, it's actually free. Yes, it is free. Free until when? For life. Yes, free for life. Now, seriously, how powerful is OKR? For those that actually show the KPI chart. Okay, yes. Okay. Let me share you how's our KPI chart look like. And when I show you will fall in love with it. I can guarantee you that. Okay, now allow me to show the KPI part. Okay. Now our tools allow people to do this SWOT analysis. Now, how? Okay, this is actually OKR. OKR is actually about aligning people attitude and abilities. Okay, and okay, this is the overall structure of how's the alignment of strategy and tactic. Yeah, so if every department, every team where their strategy and tactic are actually aligned up, seriously, this whole company will become very, very powerful. And that's the reason why those companies actually kind of sign up and subscribe with us. Okay, now this is the KPI. Now, it is very, very simple. Setup is only needed once, where you actually put it in this what they call the KPI, yeah, that you're actually interested to kind of monitor. Now, this KPI, you can actually put in this related weightage. If you think that this client satisfaction is actually more important, you just put a weightage of 30%, and then lead generation is actually 15%, and the rest as accordingly. Yeah, and this ultimately, right, with this weightage, you will be able to get this ultimate KPI at the end of the day. Now, the color will tell us where are you now. Okay, and all the calculations are by the system. You don't have to worry. Okay, now at the end of the day, I tell you, you will be able to track. You'll be able to track this performance. You just come up with your this benchmark, then you will be able to see the performance, whether is this yo-yo or is it whether it's actually above the bar. Very easily. And I would say very, very easy to use. All right. And with this information that you actually collect from this KPI and this competency evaluation, also very easy to use because everything are template. What you need to do, you just click, select, and then evaluate. And we allow you to spend maximum time with your team and not maximum time with your paperwork. Yeah, okay. Now, with the KPI and competency that you have actually collected, the information will be fed, will be actually inputted into this 9-box matrix. As I mentioned, from here you will be able to identify whether the employee is actually a growth employee, you know, the one with a growth mindset, the core employee, the one actually with a high impact, or the one actually give you dilemma, whether you think whether what to do with this person. You know what I mean? Okay, usually who is this person? Usually are the person with bad attitude. Yeah. Okay. Right. And underperformer, straightforward. Okay. It will be a people, you probably have come up with a few letters for this person already. Yeah. So, and yeah, performance, this, you know, yes, we have very, very good tools, seriously. And that's the reason why we are actually talking to one institute. Okay, the company we cannot disclose now. Why? Because we are now actually under talking to work long term. Yeah, where this institute, they actually have intention to actually work with one of the I would say solution provider like us. And right after our presentation, right, this guy is really, really happy with our this what I call the solution that we have. And one comment from this person, he said, "Oh, Mr. Ng, I can see your system are very performance driven. We like to know more." So this basically is actually his comment, and it just happened yesterday only. All right. Okay. Now, guys, yes. Sorry, KPI is not free. But we are actually free on this OKR and the check-in. And seriously, by you start using this tool, right, your team will become actually more aligned. And for those that are actually interested to explore more, how is this OKR going to help you all? Stay tuned. Why? Because this webinar, we are actually going to have it very, very soon. Next month, in April, I think we probably have a slot for us to actually talk about this performance management. Yeah. Then we will be able to share in greater detail how to use this KPI further in a system way. Yeah. Okay. Right. So any more questions? Yes, Unzila, thank you so much for this interest. Okay. Any more? Any more questions or any more interest? And for those that are actually interested to know how to use the software, yes, we will actually have a session after you sign up for the free use. Our guys will actually contact you through email. Yeah. All right. So from there we will actually carry forward from there. Yeah. Okay. Yes, my lovely audience. Any more? Okay. No more. All right. Melvin, you have any last word? I'm interested, please, to see the practical. Oh, excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, Unzela, my this colleague, his name is William Chang. He and I will be flying to Eurostar on Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, he will not be available. But Wednesday onward, yes, he will actually make an appointment with you. Yeah. Okay, would you mind to leave your this phone number so that William can actually contact with you after this?
Okay, Ken.
Yeah, excellent.
Okay,
excellent.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, yes, our system starts from where? Free. Yeah, I tell you, our system, we actually invested up to now how much already? I tell you, come to millions already. Yes. Now, why we are actually offering for free for some of the modules? Yes, we actually have one intention. Number one, we want to help SME to grow seriously. Because we ourselves is also an SME. Yeah. So another reason is this software, we want more people to use so that we are able to penetrate the market faster and sooner. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, I think that's about all. Yeah, for now. If no more question, then I would say we will conclude here. I would say thank you so much, Melvin. Can you give Melvin a big round of applause? Thank you, Melvin. Yeah.
Thank you.